Psychological capital are characteristics that help us to reduce stress, improve performance, improve our well-being, and they include things like hope, efficacy, resilience, and optimism. And emotional intelligence are competencies that help us to identify, understand, and regulate our emotions. These competencies include things like social skills, self-awareness, empathy, discipline, and motivation. Our schools are doing a wonderful job of teaching our emerging leaders, educating the next generation with the academics that they need to be confident in our global society. But the problem is, they spend so much time on the academics that it leaves very little time for what will give them a leading edge for sustainable growth through life, through psychological capital and emotional intelligence. Without intentional development of these skills, the emerging generation may very well be competent, and perhaps through chance or luck they'll still develop some of these internal resources, but a growing body of research is showing that our emerging leaders are lacking the resilience they need to become independent adults who are engaged, who are empowered, and who are encouraged. The reason I'm so passionate about this is a number of years ago, when I was just 24 years old, just 6 years out of high school, I experienced a disappointment unlike anything that I had ever imagined. I became extremely depressed, extremely suicidal, and I turned to alcohol as a coping mechanism. I didn't realize it at the time, but after 3 years of battling depression and battling substance abuse, I eventually did come out on the other side of grief, and when I did, I became convinced that if I had been adequately prepared, I would have been able to face that time in my life with greater confidence, or at least awareness of the internal resources that I could have used. Heck, I didn't even hear about the terms emotional intelligence and psychological capital until it was too late, until I needed it. The time to prepare is not when the storm hits. The time to prepare is when the seas are calm, so that we can be well prepared to face those storms with confidence and put our training to the test and hone our skills. Anything less is like giving a student a calculus exam, a student who's never taken a calculus class in their life. And yet we wonder why so many young people are struggling with things like anxiety, clarity, motivation, drive, and relationships. How do we empower emerging leaders? By working directly with students to help them to gain the valuable internal resources that they need to succeed, but also by working with their influencers, their teachers, their administrators, counselors, social workers, parents, all working together. I just feel so privileged to be in a position where I can use my talents to help address this valuable cause. I spent the first half of my life as an entertainer, working as a magician, and I was always looking for the greatest magic trick of all. But after experiencing the darkness for myself, when my internal light went out as I struggled with depression, suicide, and alcohol abuse, when I came out on the other side, I realized that entertainment is great, it's wonderful, but empowerment is even better, because that's something that carries with you and can change you. And since that day, being a source of transformation in the lives of others has become the sole driving force for not just my career, but my life, and is now the very reason that I wake up every day. If you are a young person and you're ready to invest in your future by developing your psychological capital and emotional intelligence, then I encourage you to sign up for my in-depth interactive online program, The Power of Resilience. Or if you're someone who influences a young person and wants to give them the gift of empowerment, then I encourage you to sign up for this course so they can develop the valuable internal resources they need for sustainable growth long after graduation. The time to prepare is now. I'm looking forward to working with you.